Hello and good morning. You join me on this slightly cloudy but pretty sunny day to head out to Chew Valley Lake. Chew Valley Lake is the 5th largest artificial lake in the UK and is somewhere that I've tried to go before but maybe slightly misjudged the weather and ended up getting very muddy. Hopefully today, it's been a lot drier recently, so I'm hopeful that the same fate won't be before me, but I guess we'll wait and see. I'm currently walking through Newsham Park, which is always very wonderful, but yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a slightly cloudy day, which maybe isn't such a bad thing as it has been quite so warm recently, so this might be actually quite nice. It's exciting. I'm actually going the opposite direction to what I did last time I tried to do this. So the bit that I know will be right at the end of the day. It's going to be a fairly chunky loop. I think probably aiming to about 50k or so, which yeah, should be good. Should be good. All of these sort of longer bits recently are all sort of just getting some distance in. As for the summer solstice this year, I'm going to try and walk 100 kilometers in the one day, which will be pretty chunky, but yeah, that's the current goal. So just trying to get the miles in, get the distance in, and yeah, it's pretty good stuff. This is definitely starting off with a interesting bit of path and trees, but at least it's not muddy. This is quite a fun field. I'm a big fan of this. A little bit scratchy, I must say, on top of the nettles from earlier. Legs are already feeling a bit scratched and battered, but yeah, very nice. And we've just ticked over 8 kilometers for today, which means we only have a marathon left to go. It's really seeming like a Nestle kind of day today. I know last week or last time I talked about them being all in your mind, but I am definitely feeling sufficiently stung. Yeah. This little forest is magical. I've yeah, never been here before, but this is incredible. Like, yeah, really good forest. Very good. I think I'm at a paintball range. I mean, good place to put one, but yeah, slightly bizarre. You can't park there, sir. I suppose I'm glad that I saw that first bit before this, otherwise I would be really quite confused why there was a plane parked in the middle of this lovely forest. How do you end up with those? Like, what's the owning process for old tank? And we have just passed through 10k in just under 2 hours, which is right around the sort of pace I want to be doing. For the 100k, I'd quite like to do it in 20 hours. So yeah, these sort of 2 hour 10ks work out. It's amusing that no matter, 2 hours is a long enough period of time that whether there's uphills or downhills or pauses or whatever, it all sort of balances itself out to around that 2 hour 10k mark, which yeah is the current goal for the 100. So obviously just keeping that ticking over, and it does get harder as you go, but yeah, exciting stuff. There's a sign here for the Three Peaks, which don't know how I've ended up on that, but that's fun. From a quick look on the Long Distance Walkers Association, that Three Peaks challenge is in fact not the one you're thinking of, and is instead a 30-kilometre loop sort of here on the outskirts of Bristol, which makes a lot more sense, as I was quite confused, but yes, all is well now. Recently, the flight path to Bristol has been dead over our uni house, which is very exciting, as you just get to watch them like bank so hard just like over the house. It's amazing. But because of the way I'm walking today, I'm sort of heading in the direction of Bristol Airport, so I think I'm going to get a few more coming overhead, which is always exciting. I was maybe a tad quite very hungover yesterday, so I'm not feeling quite as sprightly at 10k as I would be usually, I suppose. But that was part of the reason I wanted to get out today. Deadlines are now finished, which is very exciting. Second year is over, which is also quite scary. But yeah, to mark the occasion, get out and conquer this route that has previously defeated me. This Mr. Jet 2 is coming in from the Faroe Islands, which is pretty fun. Off down to Bristol they go. A little bit of descent to come here now. Overall, it's sort of, we've got a fair chunk of ascent to do today. There's a fairly big bit in the middle of about 200 meters just in a single slog, which will be fun, but it's you know, it's all good stuff. For the 100-kilometer route, I'm currently sort of in the planning stages for that, and I think the current way it's looking I'm going to do it is I'm going to do the channel to channel path. Now, the channel to channel path is a path from the England-France channel up to the Bristol channel, and it's one that I've wanted to do for quite a while, and was initially going to do on a different occasion to doing the 100k, but as suggested by Lizzie, the idea of just doing them at the same time is a good one. Amusingly, crossing the entire country is actually too short. The channel to channel path or mapped route as such is only 85 kilometers or so. So I'm actually going to have to add in a good 15k into it, which I'm sure I won't be thanking myself for when I'm actually doing it, but to get that 100, it's what will be necessary. It's actually a really exciting route. It goes over the Quantock Hills and the Blackdown Hills. So neither are places that I've explored much, if ever. So it should be a really exciting walk. And I'm going to try and do a little bit more planning than I did for last year's summer solstice, where I made the route the day before. So for this, I'm going to, try and give it the respect it deserves and give it a good go. I was going to wait until I got to the lake to have some lunch, but due to a slightly late start, it is already basically 1:30. So I decided that I'll leave the rest of lunch for then. But eating is an important one, and I'm going to be doing 100k. It's going to be, I reckon it's going to be in sort of the 8 to 10,000 calorie range, burning wise, and obviously you need to subsequently be eating the same amount. So yeah, definitely. Last time I did it, I went out with a few sandwiches, which was definitely not sufficient. So more planning should go into it this time. Obviously, lots of potatoes, but boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. But yeah, some thought must go into it. It's a bit smaller than I expected, really. Fifth large. I'm joking. Of course, this is not Chew Valley Lake. This is instead just quite a nice little lake. But look at him. Sun's out a little bit. Good stuff. There was a small sheep back there that had Alice written on the side of it. I suppose you could call it Alice in Wonderland. Got a EasyJet here coming down from Glasgow, which is pretty fun. And I've got a nice little footpath here. Take a look at that bridge or viaduct or something of those kinds, but look at that bad boy. Pwah. And that is Pensford Viaduct. Very fun, with Union flag and everything. I have to say, this is maybe one of my new favourite places. That is just incredible. There's the viaduct near Bath, but I think just something about this one being sort of in the middle of the field and just like nested in the village is just like incredible. Absolutely incredible. Carry on. Quite a sinister looking tree, isn't it? Looks like it's been struck by lightning and is reach. I don't know. Anyway, we're about 15, just over 15k in now. Progress is still going good. Bit of a way out from the lake just yet, but yeah, sun's sort of doing the right amount, and good stuff. That was a sign for 3 stone circles that are believed to have been made in 2500 BC, which I feel like is a somewhat incomprehendibly long time ago. But that's where they are. I felt I didn't need to specifically go and have a closer look at said old stones, but cool nonetheless. I wonder if that grew from a smaller lamppost, you know? There's a very Narnian lamppost. Big fan. Quite enjoyed here, Stanton. I forgot what it was called. But it's been a very pleasant little village. Some fairly chunky houses, and of course a pretty old stone circle. Yeah, very pleasant. See, signs like that for these kind of roads, I think definitely aren't limits, and more challenges. Can you do 60 miles an hour on this? I'm not entirely sure you could, but you could give it a go. Doing my best Russell Crowe impression. Although, fun fact, that shot of the hand in Gladiator isn't actually Russell Crowe's hand at all. It's the stunt double, and like they just happened to. It was either, I think it was the last shot that they filmed of the entire thing, and it was just like they had basically like wrapped for the day, and the stunt double for Russell Crowe was just like doing this through the field, and that the rest is history as such. But yeah, very fun. Sick. And there we go. That is 20k in just over 4 hours this time. There was quite a lot of stopping to admire the viaduct, so that added a little bit, but yeah, still sticking on pace. Hopefully not too much further to the lake, but we'll wait and see. But good stuff. I just met a lovely old lady who was about as confused as you might expect as to why I was talking to my phone. But yeah, she had a look at the pictures. Didn't quite think pitching the Instagram would be a good play, but yeah, good stuff. The southwest Samaritan's Way runs from Bristol to Linton, and it's sort of just over 100 miles. Linton, amusingly, is about half an hour away from where I'm currently planning to end my channel to channel walk. So I suppose I could do a little across and then loop back up to Bristol. That might be a bit ambitious, but yeah, following along some of that for now. And there we go. That is Chew Valley Lake. It's pretty big, to be fair. Obviously, I have driven past it on occasion, but have never sort of properly had a gander. And yeah, pretty big, pretty cool. Worth coming out to. I'm at 23k or so, so not quite halfway. But have made it to the goal, and then just need to get home. I also, ironically, have ran out of water, as it is quite a lot warmer today than I was expecting. So hopefully go find some more of that that isn't this, as this has got blue moss algae or something like that. Obviously, this is an artificial lake. What do you reckon that entails? Like, do you rock up with, you know, shovel and a spade and sort of get to work, or like, is there already a hole here, or is there already a bit of a ditch, or like what? I don't know. Wonder what the process, because I feel it would probably take a pretty long time to dig this out if that was the way you were going about it. So I suppose they probably figured it out. Water has been refilled, and the second pillar of optimal walking nutrition, alongside, of course, potatoes, has been acquired. So yeah, almost at halfway for today. Gonna be alongside the lake for a little bit, and then branch back out towards Bath. And there we go. That is 25k, halfway there. I think I have actually already left the lake, because I'm just sort of skirting round the eastern sort of side of it. But yeah, halfway, same to go. That's 5 hours. So yeah, sort of aiming for the 10-hour 50, which we're currently sort of run around on track to. So yeah, it should be good. Definitely quite warm now, even though it's getting a bit later in the day. It's almost 4 o'clock already. I think 4 o'clock-ish. But obviously we've still got 4 or 5 hours of daylight, so the sun is still kicking, which is wonderful. Being 25k through is good, but it does mean I've got to the halfway point, which, as you can see there, means we've got a pretty steep bit of incline to go, which, yeah, as I said before, is sort of 180 200 meters just in one big slog. So that's gonna be good. But I've been fueled by the Coca-Cola. We can do it. I'm distinctly supposing that that hill there is what I'm going to be walking up. So yeah, at least I can see what I am up against, I suppose. safely say I currently have no idea where the footpath is supposed to be. I think it's in this field, hopefully, but nice bit of trees. I do now have lots of plants in my shoes on account of the wading, but yeah, I'm sure it will appear. Huzzah! Footpath sign has emerged, where theoretically we can see where I've just walked, but where theoretically that was, I'm not sure, but that is a pretty good view, so it's worth it. Yeah. And down there is the lake. This hill, I'm sort of halfway up or something. It's definitely a positive bit of incline, like it's yeah, on the steeper end, but yeah, good stuff. I appear to have ended up in the wrong field, which I can't help but feel it's something that happens annoyingly frequently. It doesn't look particularly fun to go over, but it does seem like the easiest option. Well, yeah. So I suppose it's also things like, you know, I can have my perfect time frame, and then something like this happens, and then goes a bit out the window. Okay. I'm not sure how great the camera angle was there, but and there we go. I'm now in the correct field, I think. I can't help but feel that I'm still not quite on the footpath here, but yeah, some of this is actually quite tall, so hopefully I do not get swallowed up into it. Very pleasingly planted field, which I'm of course doing my best not to stand on the well, it's quite handy that they're quite such good lines, because it means you can quite easily step over them. But I think I'm almost back on the footpath. Oh wait, you can't see that. Oh, go on, stay back on course. Okay, well, great, it didn't set, but I think I'm now back on track. There we go. On course. Yoo-hoo. On course, good stuff. It's definitely quite a fun game as you go along different bits of footpath, just sort of seeing what new signs for different trails are there, because let's say the limestone link, for example, for the butterfly. He runs from Bath up over the Mendip Hills a bit, I believe. I can't quite remember. Anyway, bunch of trails, and it's fun to sort of see the different little bits you do and then sort of imagine where they might head off. Now, this bus stop is quite an exciting one, as this is where I ended my walk last time. I got to that bus stop and had some very soggy and muddy feet, and had just battled multiple fields of cows. Probably those cows, to be fair, and was positively bored of the whole being soggy thing. So waited for a bus to go home from there. So this is all now, I suppose, technically a bit of a walk I've done before. Still got 18.5k to go or so, but yeah, it's fun to be doing it the other way, I suppose. I seem to remember there being a very bizarre, fancy garden estate thing, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And touch wood, hopefully, fingers crossed, it shall not be as horrendously muddy as it was last time, which, going off so far, I think shan't be a problem. But I am a little bit more scared about the nettles and such this time, although I feel I'm actually so stung at this point that doesn't really matter anymore, I feel. But yeah, good stuff. Now, I distinctly remember this gate as the point where I decided I was done with that day of walking. I mean, with it being dry, you can see just how, like, yeah, quite the rut. And then if you imagine this entire thing filled with mud, I should put a picture actually of what it looked like then. This is what I like to describe as suboptimal, quite suboptimal. So yeah, you can see why that was not particularly fun. And then I seem to remember and jumped over that fence and then sort of bushwhacked up into the farm that way. But yeah, not particularly fun place. I remember checking all the way along there. There's a river down there. Could not get over that. So yeah, this is much more pleasant. The cows were pretty chill on the whole, which is good. But yeah, I beat you this time. There is something distinctly strange, and I think that is uncomparable to anything else about doing something for a fair amount of time. You know, I'm 7 hours or so in, or over 7 at this point, and like, it both doesn't feel like I've been doing it for that long, but it also feels like I have. And I was just looking at how long I have left, and I still have, 3 and a bit hours to go, but 3 and a bit hours now feels like, oh, that's not that long. And just, yeah, there's this weird sort of stretching and condensing of time that happens, where you just can't really place when certain things are happening. Was I at the lake? Was that 2 hours ago, or like an hour? I suppose it was about 2 hours ago. And it feels about that. Oh, squirrel. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. There's something really 35k. There's something really fun about it, and every time I do one of these, this will be my 3rd or 4th 50k, and just like doing stuff of length, just to like, yeah, it's interesting. It's there's not anything quite like it. Yeah, you can't park there, sir. I do vividly remember this bit of forest from last time, just because it was quite so magical, and at that time was a bit of a break in the horrendous mud, and I'm now remembering the electric fence as well, although I'll tell that story once we get there. Yeah, Oh, I see a tyre swing. I see a tyre swing. Whee! Oh, got a good amount of natural. That's quite good. This is definitely on the footpath or really not scale. Definitely feeling on the not scale. There's a deer. Yeah, I mean it's really cool, but not particularly footpathy. And if going through this wasn't fun enough, I now get to do it again because somehow in this incredibly well-signed bit of space, I've missed if that's a footpath, somehow I missed, don't possibly know how I missed this really obvious turning here, but oh, I can see the footpath sign. It's all the way over there. Great. Okay, so pros and cons of that last little section. Pros, it was very pretty. Liked the tyre swing. Wasn't very muddy. Cons, was very overgrown. Footpath was non-existent, and I am now even more stung, which it's fun. If you happen to ever be walking out this way, where the footpath is theoretically is sort of just down there, and is not very footpathy in the vast majority of it. There is this wonderful track that runs next to it. It's much better. So use this. Don't use the footpathy bit. Very, very not helpful. Yes, this one. Don't use this one. Use over there. That's what I did last time, and it wasn't fun at all. So yeah, not that one. This here is some of the ongoing works to repair the Somerset Coal Canal. It used to be used to transport stuff from, from somewhere to somewhere. It used to go into the, Kennet and Avon Canal that we still know. Terminus Bridge, they are rebuilding some walls. But yeah, so it used to be, quite a busy old bit of canal, I suppose, and then sort of fell into disuse and is now distinctly not filled with water, which I believe to be one of the defining factors of a canal. But I suppose it's nice because it means there's this good old dry path here, and yeah, I think they're sort of rebuilding it and giving it a new little bit of life and sort of preserving what I suppose was quite important at one point. And that beep is 40 kilometers. So we've lost about 9 minutes on that one as well over the 2 hour marks. We're up to 8 hours 20 ish at the moment. So yeah, so I suppose this second half of 20s, dropped 10 minutes on both of them. The first one, there was quite a lot of ascent. The second one, I suppose there were a few wrong turnings and such. So it's all right. I mean, I'm feeling all right, to be fair. Had me last sandwich now. So yeah, and it's 10k to go or so. I think it'll end up actually being a bit over 50 just because of all the diversions and such. But it's definitely been a helpful thing to do. Sort of get my eye in for what 20 hours would be. I think 20 hours moving time. I think it'd be interesting to see what moving time is at the end of this. So I think 20 hours moving time, definitely doable. 20 hours elapsed, slightly trickier. There you go, Bath, 7.5 miles. Hello. I guess now we're neighbours. Yeah, fine. Me and the homie appear to have a slight issue in this field. The cows, but also the tiniest, weeniest little calves you've ever seen. Good. After a slightly closer than desired encounter with those cows, I have made the tactical decision to jump over the fence into these woods and go through here so as to not get squished by a cow. There is said cow and subsequent calves, and as you might be able to see, the bit that they're stood on there is the footpath. They were doing quite a spectacular job of taking up the entire field, which is probably fair. It's their field, but this forest is cool, but quite steep on the standing, so not the funnest thing to walk on after almost 9 hours. A new issue has become chiefly apparent. Now don't know how I'm going to get out of this. Yeah. Success. Yeah. So I thought. Not quite sure what happened to that last clip there, but successfully jumped back over the very wobbly fence, and I can see more cows, so this could be fun. But see, it's things like that that really offset the average time thing. I've literally just spent 35 minutes going around those cows. I don't think 10 hours is happening. More this is maybe, look at that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Just yep. Good. So, I feel that a little bit of context is needed here. At this point, I was just over 9 hours into today,
and there had been various setbacks and diversions, mainly centering around cows and, of course, lots of nettles and brambles. So I was feeling a little bit fed up with the day. Of course, it's a magical privilege to be able to just go on these wanders, but at this point, I wasn't remembering that quite as much, and I really just wanted to make it home now. The sun was setting and I could see it doing it in the distance, knowing that I'd be stuck in this valley, missing out on it. So, all in all, I was just a bit annoyed and sort of done with the day. And that somewhat explains what's to come and why I quite had the reaction I did.
Just about to hit 45k in 9.5 hours, so about half an hour behind all in all, which I don't suppose is too bad given we have had quite the series of things today. Yeah, still feeling all right. You can definitely feel it a bit in the legs, you know, like it's yeah, one of those things. Oh, fucking hell, there's more cows. Cows have been successfully evaded for now, but the other fun thing to come is my last big bit of ascent of the day, which would actually bring me to the highest point of the entire day. Sort of getting, you know, definitely later in the day, the sky's beginning to do some things. It should be quite a nice evening. It's bordering on getting cool now, I'd say. Yeah, got an hour left. I think probably it'll definitely be dusk after when I get back, but has been a good day. I suppose it's a little bit scary that like wouldn't be halfway yet for 100. Obviously, like I've done 75 or before, so which isn't. Oh, he's just right by the gate. Okay. Oh, fucking, and the pheasant. All of nature, just at the moment, is ready for beef. Beef, because of the cows. Right. I'm going to attempt to do this. She quite literally couldn't be in any worse a place. Like, that is exactly where I want to go. I have attempted to go around the other field, but there's even more cows in that one. So, yeah. I have unfortunately conceded to the cows. Normally you'd give it a go. It's just they've got such small calves at the moment that they're a bit jumpy. So now on the road, which is hopefully going to take me around, but the sun is like seemingly doing the most gorgeous stuff at the moment, and of course it's whilst I'm in this valley and not in 10 minutes time when I'm up the wonderful hill. So yeah, I don't know, it's just annoying. Yeah, lots of time lost to cows today, unfortunately, but it's what it is. Okay, essentially, this never goes wrong, don't worry. I'm going to freestyle it, because I think I don't have to walk up that giant hill up toward down. I think I might be able to cut through English Combe, which will still be a bit of elevation, but hopefully won't be as bad. And I just really don't want to do that hill now. Yeah, I think I need to maybe for the 100k where I've got the route currently at sort of 85, 90k might be enough, because you know all the back and forth and so on, you end up sort of adding on 5-10 kilometers to anything. So I don't know, we'll see. And there you go, that is 10 hours and 47.2k, which means we've probably got, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes to go. So yeah, a chunk over that sort of 10-hour goal I was going for today, but just there's been so many cows and diversions and everything, so it's just getting it over the line now. That simply doesn't come across on camera how Wonderfully steep that was. Good thing it doesn't seem like I missed a really cool sunset, hey? Oh well, oh well, oh well. It's still been a good day, and at least I still get to enjoy it a bit. But first sight of Bath in what is, I suppose, basically over 10 hours now, almost at 50. Hey, there you go. That is 50 kilometers in just over 10 and a half hours elapsed, which, yeah, I feel once we get down to moving time will be well under 10, which would be good. But yeah, obviously it's been quite a few bits of diverting and bits and bobs today. But I am going to wrap it up here just because I'm very much have lost the light. So yeah, overall, really fun day out. Good to do a 50 again. And definitely underestimated how warm it was going to be today. And yeah, I don't know, interesting. Probably didn't quite ate better, but still didn't quite eat enough, I don't think. It's definitely an interesting thing in terms of a set perspective, from last year, to this year, that this would be halfway now, which would be weird. I think there's definitely something about the light disappearing that makes you feel more tired and things. So I suppose starting earlier, so when I'm at halfway, hopefully it's midday-ish, would be nicer, which is wild to think midday being 10 hours in. Anyway, but really good. Yeah, definitely excited for things to come. Probably gonna have a couple lighter weeks now.
I have in fact not had a few lighter weeks. It's actually taken me a bit over 2 weeks to edit this video just because it was quite so chunky, and in that time I've done a bit over 200k, so not quite as light as had hoped, but it's all been good practice and I'm feeling hopeful.
Ahead of the 100, and yeah, as ever, thank you for watching. It's really fun to make these, get back into sort of a little bit of a routine here as such. Today's has been it's been a long day and I've filmed a lot, so it's gonna be an interesting edit. But we'll wait and see. So as ever, thank you for watching, thank you for coming for a wander with me. See you next time.